Grass made you and had a fundamental part into helping you evolve into the human being that you are right now. If you're procrastinating about going and doing something about your grass, I'm going to guilt trip you into doing something about it right now. Welcome back to Real Turf Pros. On this channel, I explore the strategies, skills and tricks that sports turf professionals use that you could apply to your lawn at home, or you could apply if you're a budding groundsman yourself. I'm Paul Sykes, and my job is to inspire people to cut grass, to get their lawns nice, to be a real turf pro yourself, and help us all lead happier and healthier lives. On this video, I'm going to give you a few little nuggets and knowledge bombs of information that explains how grass had a fundamental part in who we are and how we got here today. 1. Grass played a fundamental part in building our civilization. How? Almost every carbohydrate that we eat, consume, and that helped Romans and past civilizations march on their stomachs came from a grass. Rice is a grass, wheat is a grass, barley, you won't have beer without it. The only one that I can think of right now, there's probably quite a few, is potatoes, but most grasses have some way of giving you sustenance. We came from a hunter-gatherer society where we got things wherever we could get them and moved on. The minute we could store grains, grasses, the seeds of grasses, we then could stay in one spot, build a dwelling, build a village, build a city, build an army. Unfortunately, conquest, but it made us who we are today just by us figuring out how to consume the carbohydrate that was grass and allow us to not have to keep moving on and stay in one position. Number 2, every fourth breath that you breathe comes from grass. Let me explain. When animals eat grass, the silicas and cellulose in that grass break down into the animal's dung. The dung gets into the earth, the rain falls onto the earth, and those minerals, the mineralization allows other things to grow. But more importantly, these minerals and silicas and cellulose find their way into the river systems and into the sea. Then we form diatoms, which are microscopic forms of animals and plant life in the sea that are made up of silica and cellulose. When you look from space into the ocean, try this on Google Earth, for example, or Google Maps, or anything you could find, you'll see big green patches in that beautiful blue sea. This is photosynthesis happening right there in the sea. That's where 1 in 4 breaths comes from. But that would not happen if the animals didn't eat the grass to put it in there. So not only does the grass provide oxygen for us, but by the breakdown of the constituents of grass from the animals eating it, it gets into the ocean, and the ocean itself provides breaths for us. Mic drop number 2. And finally, to save the best part to last, early proto-humans, something like a chimp or a bonobo, would have lived up in the trees. That was where safety was. That was where we were away from predators, remember that. But as our populations increased, there would have been much more competition for food, fruits and such, up in these trees. So at some point, we had to come down from these, living up here, swinging around, and come down onto the land. Let me explain why this is the biggest and most important part of how grass made you who you are. You see, when we came down from said trees, our new environment would have looked a lot like this. Savanna, grasses. Grasses are unbelievable. They outlived the dinosaurs. They outlived that ring of fire from the asteroids that came down. They are so equipped to evolve and survive. So when we came down from the trees and had to live amongst the savannah, this was our new environment. And this, right now, this is not very advantageous for our survival. Why? Well, remember the predators earlier on? Down here, we are tiger food. So what did we do to mitigate that? That. Grass made you stand on the 2 feet that you're capable of. So stop procrastinating, stop being lazy, get out there and cut your grass because it made you who you are. Tune in for the next episode of Real Turf Pros.